What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we are going to be checking out another team bringing to the Premier Cup for Go Battle League. Now, these battles are before Go Battle League release Premier Cup, as I'm battling members of the community, but we're getting some good practice in with some strong teams. If you guys want to see some other teams here on the channel, be sure to check out those videos, or if you guys need guides on team building or about the meta, they are on the channel, so be sure to go check those out. Now, today's team, we are bringing Metagross, Dragonite, and Gyarados. Metagross is so strong in the Premier Cup, you guys need to account for it, and it's going to be fun to bring. Dragonite's very strong as well, and then Gyarados here on the safe switch with Waterfall, Crunch, and Outrage. Now, before we get into the battles, we are going to talk more about the team, talk about why we built this team, what it's strong against, what it's weak against, and then we're going to be diving into the battles. So if you just want to skip ahead to the battles, links down in the comments, so be sure to go check that out. But let's go ahead and talk about the team. So we are over here on pvpoke.com. You guys can do simulations, team building, check out the ranks. If you aren't here already, definitely go check this website out. Link down in the description of the channel. So we are in the team building section. We're in the Master League and the Premier Cup here. Now our team right there is Metagross, Dragonite, and Gyarados. So we'll have to see how this team does. Overall, pretty solid, everyone. Coverage is strong, bulk and safety are good, and consistency is strong. That consistency is really important. It's raw damage. There's not a lot of shield baiting when it comes to this team. Now, overall, this team has a lot of coverage. That Dragonite and Metagross are very strong, and Gyarados on the safe switch as well can put a lot of pressure on the meta. Overall, this biggest weakness is there's not a one Pokemon that can sweep this whole team, which is really solid. Now, Togekiss is probably going to be our #1 threat, considering that it can beat a Dragonite and a Gyarados here, but that is why we're leading with the Metagross. We want to try to catch that Togekiss. If not, we're going to go into the Gyarados here, but overall, the team's pretty solid. Now, move sets. We are going with the typical moveset on Metagross: Bullet Punch, Earthquake, Meteor Mash, nothing spicy there. Dragonite, we're going with Dragon Tail instead of Dragon Breath. Reason being, there's two reasons. First is the mirror match against Dragonite right here. So I'm going to talk about it real quick, as I've talked about it in another video, which you guys have probably seen. But a Dragon Tail Dragonite can win in the one shield situation. That's due to the energy gain coming from Dragon Claw right here. So we can go for back-to-back Dragon Claws and win that one shield situation. Now, you do lose the 2 shield because of raw damage coming from Dragon Breath. So higher energy gain right there. And the second reason is I don't like Go Battle lag. It's really annoying, and Dragon Breath is one of those moves that where you always missed fast moves. So Dragon Tail being a slower move, definitely you're going to be hitting it almost every single time, which is really nice. Now both Dragonites are viable. Dragon Breath and Dragon Tail, extremely viable, very strong in the meta. I'm just personally going to be going with Dragon Tail because Go Battle lag likes to happen in Master League for Dragon Breath for me. So this is the team. Really strong, a lot of fun to use, a lot of Pokemon you guys probably already have, especially that Gyarados and Dragonite. Metagross, some of you may not have, but if you do, it's fantastic. So let's go ahead and dive into the battles. Alright, so getting into this first battle, we're up against Matt from Twitter, so shout out to him. Thank you for these battles. We have a Metagross lead versus Dragonite. This is pretty strong for us. Meteor Mash and Bullet Punch are going to be doing neutral damage, and we are going to be resisting the charge moves. They swap into their Snorlax, so we're going to go ahead and go into Gyarados right here. Now, I think I could have gone into Dragonite, but I think Gyarados is going to do better against the matchup here against Snorlax because the Waterfall will be resisted by Dragonite. So we're just going to look to get a shield right here. Now, we do have Outrage and Crunch. If you're running with Dragon Breath, I would suggest you go with Hydro Pump instead of Outrage, but Crunch is very essential there for the Metagross matchup. Now, we are going to go for the Outrage right here. I want to punish him if he decides not to shield. If we get a shield, that's going to be great. We get a shield, solid. I'm feeling good right now. Reason being is we have shield advantage. So we're going to go ahead and let this one go through, I believe. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and let it go through. Now, I think I'm going to come in on my Dragonite, if I remember right. Yes, I'm going to come in on the Dragonite. Reason being, Dragon Tail charges so much energy, everyone. Now, I know they're going to be getting off a Body Slam right here, but I can let it go through. It's not a lot of damage. But what I want is to threaten the shields of the opposing Dragonite that is likely going to be coming back in. So that is why I've built up to 2 Dragon Claws right here. That's essential. Dragon Tail Dragonite is so good at storing energy, everyone. It's very deadly. So now I suspect a Dragonite's going to be coming back in, which it is. We can now go for the charge move right here. This is going to do huge damage if it goes unshielded, but but we will likely get the shield. No, we don't, but that's okay. We're going to swap into our Metagross now. We're going to be catching the Dragon Claw. This is great. It's going to be doing resisted damage against our Metagross right here, and we're going to look to try to farm down. Now, they're not swapping out, which tells me they either have a Togekiss in the back or they have something that's weak to Metagross's charge moves like an Earthquake. Now, they're going to let Dragonite go down. Last Pokemon is going to be a Metagross. So, shield advantage right here. We're just going to go straight for Earthquake because we are so far ahead on energy. There's no reason to not go for the Earthquake, and we land it. They thought it was a shield bait, and that is going to be a good game right there. So let's go ahead and move into game 2 now. So we saw right there, Metagross is so deadly with shields, everyone. That's why you got to utilize your safe switches to try to get a shield from your opponent. So we have Metagross here versus Togekiss. Fantastic. This is what Metagross leads are built for. Now, I know they're going to be swapping out, so they do swap out right away. They swap into a Swampert, which is where Dragonite can come in. No matter really what came in right there, we wanted to bring in Dragonite because we don't want it to match up against and we could have brought in Gyarados if it was a Metagross, but this is going to be great. We're going to be resisting the Hydro Cannons because we are a Dragon type, and now Dragon Claws are going to be doing a lot of damage. Now, the goal of this fight is to obviously win the matchup. We also don't want to have a lot of excess health. We don't want that Togekiss to farm all of our health. So we're going to let this Swampert get off as many Hydro Cannons as he wants, and we're also going to be building up as much energy as possible. As you guys see right there, I have a Hurricane right now, which is great. So I'm going to let this next charge move come through. We are low, but we have Hurricane. Again, we want to threaten shields. If it's a Togekiss, we're going Hurricane, which it is going to be a Metagross actually. But thankfully, Hurricane is the better move in this matchup. It's going to do more damage. As you guys see, did about a quarter right there, which is really nice. We're going to be able to get off a Dragon Claw as well. Again, raw damage coming from Dragonite right here. Dragon Tail is so strong, and we're able to get Metagross extremely low. Now, we still have Gyarados for that waterfall, guys, but I accidentally did this battle before TMing, which is why it's showing Dragon Breath, but that's okay. After this battle, I changed the moves, but the battles are in the wrong order and what have you. But Dragon Breath is still going to be good because of Crunch right here. So Crunch is going to be doing a lot of damage, and we're going to be able to finish off the Metagross right here. And we still have our own Metagross in the back. So Togekiss is now going to come in. We are going to swap to our own Metagross right here, and we're just going to go straight Bullet Punch because going for 3 Meteor Mashes is kind of pointless. So to say, because I'm not going to be able to get off 3, so we're just going to go for the Bullet Punch fast move damage right here to finish off. So that's going to be a good game. So yeah, good game right there. Tough matchup. That's why Swampert doesn't work too well on the safe swap, but let's go ahead and move into the next battle here. So right there, Swampert I think is utilized better in the back, kind of like a Charizard, like I use it. I have Snorlax as a safe swap, so that could have been a better play by my opponent, but that's alright. Let's go ahead and move into the next battle here. We'll have to see how this one goes. Again, this should be a Waterfall Gyarados on this one right here, and it's going to be Metagross versus Metagross. Okay, so a shiny Metagross fight. Now I'm looking at the combat power of my opponent's Metagross, and his seems a bit lower, which tells me maybe he doesn't have 15 attack. This is why 15 attack is so essential, everyone, in these mirror matchups. So we're going to go for Earthquake, and we're going to bail out into Gyarados right now. So we bail into Gyarados. He decided to not go for a charge move. He stored loaded energy, and we have Snorlax now coming in. So we got shield advantage. We know his Metagross has an Earthquake. That's a guaranteed. So we need to account for that later on, which means I can't really be shielding right here on the Gyarados. But what I want to do is get a lot of damage off and get this Snorlax really low. So we're going to be going for Outrage right here. Going to be doing some heavy neutral damage in this matchup, which is great. Waterfall again going to be chunking, which is beautiful. Now, they're going to be getting off another charge move right here. Now, it's not going to be KOing us, but I think I can get to the Crunch in time. And actually, ideally, it'd be better if I lost this matchup, but we're just going to go for Crunch right here, just in case maybe they have something that's weak to Dragonite in the back, and I can win this matchup. So they let Snorlax go down, so we flip the matchup and keep a shield, which is great. And we'll have to see what they decide to bring in. So they are going to bring in a Dragonite right here. Okay, so we're going to go for our own Dragonite right here, and we're both Dragon Tail actually, which is really interesting, but I have 2 shields. That's the disconnect right here, is I have 2 shields, so I'm going to go ahead and shield. Now I'm suspecting a swap by my opponent right here, but we'll have to see. No, he's not swapping, so we're going to go ahead and go for the Dragon Claw. This will KO, or we will get the shield, and if we get the shield, that is beautiful for our own Metagross. We get the shield, we're swapping into our own Metagross right here to get back ahead on energy, because my opponent now has an Earthquake, right? We know that, so we have to shield. And we shielded the Earthquake, which is beautiful, and now we can go for our own Earthquake right here. But they do get off another charge move. I'm like, please don't be another Earthquake. But it's only going to be a Meteor Mash. It was way too quick, which is fantastic. So we're going to be able to get to the Earthquake now. This is going to be finishing off the opponent's Metagross right here. And then we will be able to, I believe, finish off with fast moves. No, we're going to be able to get to a Meteor Mash potentially. No, okay, charge move now coming through. This is going to be a Dragon Claw, and it's going to be finishing off our Metagross. So this is going to be a really close fight right here. We have a Dragon Claw ready to go, but they win the CMP tie right here. So we'll have to see if we survive. Dragon Claw now coming through. We survive with no health, and we're able to get off our own Dragon Claw right here. So very close battle right there. Very well played by my opponent. That came down to the wire. And let's go ahead and move into the final battle of today's video. So, as you saw right there, the lead matchup was tough, right? You have a mirror matchup. Now we're up against Steve, PvP Steve, another fellow content creator. Link down in the description to his channel. Be sure to go check him out. But we have a Metagross versus Metagross again. So, like, we're looking at the combat power, and again, we are ahead on combat power. So I'm guessing I can win the CMP tie right here. Now, we do see him swap, so a beautiful swap by my opponent. So we're going to be going for Earthquake right here. This is likely going to be resisted by whatever he brought in. It's going to be a Dragonite, so we're actually going to stay in this matchup. We're going to build up some extra energy. Remember, we still have that Gyarados with Waterfall, which is going to be handling the Metagross very, very well. So now we're going to go for a Meteor Mash to really punish, and we do take out the Dragonite, which is beautiful. We got a free KO right there. Now we're going to swap into our own Gyarados right when he comes back in on the charge move right here, hoping to catch the Earthquake. It's going to be the Meteor Mash, but it's fine because we have Waterfall in this matchup. A Waterfall Crunch Gyarados does so well against the Metagross right here. Now we're not going to give up any shields. Again, we still need to be worried about what's in the back. And we're just going to be going for Crunch right here. We want to be punishing this Metagross if they decide not to shield, or we need to get a shield right here. So, charge move now coming through. Crunch is going to be taking out the Metagross. Okay, beautiful. What's the final Pokemon? It's going to be a Tyranitar. This is not good. This Tyranitar is going to do very, very well, but it's a Smackdown Tyranitar, which is perfect for us because our Metagross can be resisting, basically, these Smackdowns right here. Now, we are going to have to shield, but this is definitely going to come down to the wire because this Metagross, or this Tyranitar with Smackdown is going to do a lot of damage against Dragonite. So, we're going for Meteor Mash right here. We need to start getting shields for my opponent, so we get one shield. Now, we're going to be going for another Meteor Mash. Please get the Meteor Mash. We don't get the Meteor Mash in time, but Dragonite is low enough right here. So, Tyranitar is low enough right here, and we're going to be able to finish off with fast moves alone, and that is going to be a good game right there. So, those were the battles for this video, I believe. Yes, those were all the battles. So, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you guys think about this team. I really love the team. Gyarados on the safe swap is pretty solid. Metagross and Dragonite we all know are very, very solid, but we're just trying out Gyarados in this one. I think it's really strong. I think both variants are strong, Dragon Breath or Waterfall. It's just different coverages, right? The Gyarados with Dragon Breath is going to be doing better against the Dragons, while the Gyarados with the Waterfall is going to be doing better against Pokemon like Togekiss or Tyranitar or Metagross because it's going to be either going to be doing neutral or super effective. So, and with that, the charge moves as well. If you're running Waterfall, run with Outrage. If you're running Dragon Breath, run with Hydro Pump. Or you can be sneaky and run it with Hydro Pump as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you guys thought. And like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.